Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 most played brawlers in competitive scrims, whatever else you guys want to take a look at. So first of all, I will leave a link in the description where I saw this list. I see a bunch of analysts doing a bunch of data, but this one definitely was super helpful. So again, make sure to check them out over on Reddit. So I'm going to compile a list of 5 brawlers that are just being played the most by pros and just give my reasonings as to why I think they're being played so much in scrims, whatever else. Of course, ranked is a little bit different to ladder meta, and Amber is at number 5. So just missing out, by the way, is like Juju was like number 7, but of course she's always banned. Also Stu just missed out, but of course, Stu's just really good, but he's limited because he can't play knockout and bounty. But Amber at number 5, so I wasn't surprised here because Amber is a super versatile brawler. I will say Amber is not your typical really good rank brawler because you can't really carry with Amber. That is the biggest problem with her, is that she'll always you'll struggle. So basically, I played 4 or 5 games with Amber now, and I've lost every single one because the thing about Amber is that she's just not really countered by many brawlers. She doesn't really excel in many matchups either. She's just good in the draft meta because she's good into a lot of things. Why is our Lou walking up the map even though we're winning? Bro is playing so aggressive. I don't know why he's playing this aggressive, and now I've got no gadgets left. Okay, Buzz just misses super anyways, but yeah, I don't know why Bro is in the spawn like that. Come on, we're literally winning here. Also, Amber isn't the best here. I don't know why I went Amber. So yeah, as I was saying, Amber, personally, I don't think she's like a top 5 brawler, but again, I can see the reasons as to why she's picked so much in drop. Lou is still in this. How is he still alive, by the way? How is he still alive? Please, can we not die here? Please, can we not die? Just run back. I bet Buzz is going to get a nasty hook onto someone, surely. Okay, let's run back. They haven't got time. They haven't got time. Run all the way back. Run all the way back. They haven't got time. They haven't got time. There we go. Beautiful. So, yeah, Amber, she's played the 5th most, and I can respect it. She's a really good brawler. The reason why she's so good, got good damage, good super damage, really good range. The only brawlers that really counter her are like snipers, and you're not really going to go Amber on the most open maps. She's just good at everything, really good gadget. When she gets a hype charge, she's going to be so broken, by the way. So Amber is at number 5. Let's jump into number 4. Okay, so now moving into the 4th most used brawler in scrims, tournaments, and all of that good stuff. It is Max. So this one definitely didn't come as a surprise to me because Max is definitely an S-tier brawler and so consistent in metas, and particularly this one because it is a pretty balanced meta. There's only really one outlier, and that is Juju, whilst the rest of the meta, of course, is pretty balanced. So that's going to really help Max. But the reason why Max is so good because, again, there's hardly any true counters to Max. It's only really again, if you want to super run it down against Max, then you probably can because she doesn't have the most DPS. But again, typically with Max, you do pair Max with an anti-tank or some type of good lane, so that can assist Max pretty easily. So there is that. Also, Max can be really good on the longer range maps like this one, for example, to counter the snipers. Unfortunately, I'm not facing off against any snipers. I'm facing off against Amber, which is really annoying, which actually counters me. But yeah, Max is just good to just pair with everything. A good Max can always make stuff happen. And again, like I always say about Max, you're never ever going to get star player with Max, ever. But it's all about the supers, the positioning, the pressure that you can get on the map, which can really help your team win the game. So there we go. Gadget really helps us out here. Also, I like to use health gear a lot on Max and shield gear because it just helps me be a lot more aggressive. I often use +1 as well. Look at those taps by Ghost. Absolutely love to see it. So I'm just going to combine this with the bell instead, just so I can get into this Sprout's face. And we just managed to get out there. Unfortunately, I've got no dashes left, which I would have liked to use against the gene pools, but we're good. Okay, we're good. So I've got to be careful here. No dashes, no way to actually be aggressive. But fortunately, my teammates are tapping and doing most of the work. Again, I'll be doing more of the work if I was facing off against a Piper, a Nanny, even a Bell or something. I could be really aggressive, but these guys are annoying. Jean, Amber, it's not nice for me to face off against. But 15 seconds left. We can get some good taps into this Jean. If I die, we lose, so I've got to be careful here. But at the same time, we want to make sure that put ourselves in a good position, so at least get a kill if we die. There we go. Somehow I ended the game with 5 stars. I didn't do it all too much, but again, Maxi play everywhere. One of the best gem carriers. Also really good in hot zone to pair with certain brawlers. Really good in Brawl Ball, of course. You can play Max literally everywhere. Makes such amazing combinations. The hype charge is broken as well. I could go on and on and on. But of course, Max is just obviously better for the pro players as well because they're just better. They're just better at movement and etc. So yeah, that's going to be Max. Let's jump into the next one. Alright guys, jumping into the 3rd most played brawler slash whatever, well, most picked brawler in scrims, tournaments, whatever else, it is Lou. So Lou, this is a bit of a weird one. This is an absolutely horrific matchup for Lou. I'm playing Lou in knockout because Lou is actually good in knockout. Reason being is because he counters a lot of like kit compositions. He counters, of course, Daryl. He's like good into Pearl, RT, etc. because they have bigger hitboxes. He can feed a lot of supers from them. So yeah, Lou's good for that reason, and the super's really good at the later stages. So we've seen Lou played in knockout over the years in competitive, and has actually been pretty good. It's always been valued by the pros, but of course Lou's going to be better in like gem grab, hot zone, Brawl. They're the main ones, but it just goes to show Lou's still like playable elsewhere. I'm still like getting some good supercharge here. Division gears helping me keep tabs on this Gene. Here we go, already got one super. We've got to freeze the Gene. There we go, we get the kill. I used it a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but I knew he was getting close to getting fully frozen, so let's just relax here. We know we're in the 3 versus 2, so we didn't need to do anything too crazy. I'll just stand on this Ghost, because why not? And there we go, finally managed to actually get the kill. So yeah, the reason why Lou is so good, reload speed buff was just absolutely crazy. The 3rd most used brawler though is kind of crazy. Just goes to show how good he is and how underrated he is, by the way, because I just don't really see many people playing Lou in my games. But he's that good. Seriously, the reload speed buff is absolutely nuts. And I knew straight away, as soon as he received the buff, that he'd be a top brawler. Maybe not top 3 brawler in the meta, but I knew he'd be like towards the S tier. Like, surely there's such a big buff for Lou. Basically always has ammo available. He's got good damage, really good hypercharge. His gadget is so good at confirm the freeze. The hyperthermia star power as well is like one of the best in the game. So underappreciated as well. I mean, my teammates have just absolutely carried me here. Not much I could really do as a Lou into double sniper Gene. But again, he's always good in the draft, because when I picked Lou, that means they have to go other brawlers, and they can't go like, say if the opponents have last pick, normally they'll go like an assassin or just something aggressive. Well, you can't do that if you go Lou, and Lou's still okay into other things, right? So that's why he's been played so much. One of the best brawlers in the game, easily. Let's jump into the next one. So now moving into the 2nd best or most played brawler in scrims, tournaments, and whatever. These are what the pros are playing the most. It is Gus. So Gus, 2nd, I'm just not surprised whatsoever. Gus is just so good in draft. There's hardly anything that really counters him. He's good into everything, and no one ever bans him. So of course he's going to get picked a lot in comparison to brawlers like Juju, which we've already gone over. But yeah, Gus, just insane. He's really good everywhere. Probably the best gem carrier. He's really good at knockout and bounty. Even good into snipers with his Kuka Pop gadget. Again, like even his counters, like he can still be okay until he still does a lot of damage in a 1 versus 1. So there is that. Nice kill from Nicole there. I'm going to give him the shield. We should be able to pinch with this Rico on the Janet. There we go. We need to hold on for as long as possible, because once this Penny gets her turret set up, it's not the best for us. So yeah, we've got this Ghost here, which we'll just use onto anyone. There we go. Penny is weak. Let's help the Rico. We don't even need to help the Rico there. Yeah, Gus is just Gus. The reason why he's so good is, I think the main reason is the projectile. I don't know why the projectile is that big, considering like he deals so much damage, right? So of course either his damage has got to get nerfed, or his projectile, just the width of it. It's kind of crazy. I mean, Gus has always been a really good brawler in the meta, but right now he's still S tier. Like whenever he falls off, he just seems to get a buff like pretty soon afterwards. So this has just been a dominant display. I mean, thanks to our lanes as well, they've just been so good. We just tapped everybody within distance, and there we go. So Gus, the 2nd most played brawler by pros. Just not surprised at all. You can play Gus in every single game mode outside of heist, so of course he's going to have one of the highest pick rates. Let's jump into number 1. So now jumping into the number 1 most used brawler in competitive, scrims, all of that good stuff. It is Penny. So I was actually very surprised about this. I don't know who I expected to be number 1, but it wasn't Penny. I know Penny's good, but I've never really like imagined. Maybe that's because I went 2 and 14 on Penny. Actually, no, sorry, that was Bobby. Yeah, that wasn't me. But anyways, what I was saying, I was a little bit surprised. I thought, you know, Penny might be like top 10, top 5, but number 1, the most used. I mean, she is very, very versatile, right? Of course, you can play her everywhere. The maps that I don't recommend playing her on are the longer range maps. They're the ones where I get the Penny disaster class moments going on. For example, in Hideout, I'll show this map where I got countered by triple sniper. This is a very bad start. The first game was very easy, by the way. I don't know how it's ended like this, but that's okay. We can just leave this Jessie, maybe. I mean, we're gonna put this Penny turret here just in case. But yeah, Penny's really good because the hypercharge charges so quickly. Just literally, by the time you got your second super, you have a hypercharge available. And the hypercharge itself is very, very good. I said straight away it'd be good, even though some people said it would be like trash tier. Definitely not. Penny, like, imagine that hypercharge turret in a safe. And with a pet gear, I do use pet gear on heist. It's just so much damage. You just win the game. So here we go. We're losing at the moment, but it doesn't matter. Actually, it might matter now. That is unfortunate. Why is it always whenever I click the camera, disaster classes happen? It happens every single time. So we just completely wasted that Penny hypercharge because the nanny was one shot, but it doesn't matter. We should still be able to get some good damage here. So already, like, it takes 5 hits to get a Penny super. That is just way too easy. 5 hits. 5 hits to get it. Like, absolutely insane. I've already got my next one, and now it'll be next to another hypercharge as well. That's the biggest problem with Penny, I think, is that by the time, like, you always have a super available, and by the time they've probably destroyed that Penny turret, well, you have another one available. Then when you have another one available, you've got a hypercharge one available, and then it's impossible to actually take down most of the time. So again, this has been an absolute disaster class of a performance, but we're already close to our next hypercharge. We're gonna get pinched here. Jesse's giving up, and this is just a win. So yeah, I play Penny everywhere, literally everywhere. She's actually pretty good. Well, not pretty good, but she can at least defend herself against tanks. I know she has a pretty, like, mid reload, and you know, she doesn't have the most DPS. She can still defend herself because she just got the gadget that can one-shot a lot of people up close. So yeah, although the Penny gameplay wasn't that great, it's Kaboom Canyon. I just have flashbacks, at least in the first games, to put up a really good performance. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which one surprised you in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.